We back. What's up, Austin? How's it going, man?
I'm doing good, man. How I'm not even gonna ask how the DFS went for you last week. I already know.
Man, it was rough for me. Ooh, I came down about 40, 50. I did win some. I did win some on the prime time slate, so I was able to get some money back that I did lose through the main slate. But I mean, man, when you had a lot of Breida, you had a lot of other guys, and they didn't score touchdowns. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, especially if you're playing like big tournaments, you're definitely not gonna be able to win your money back that way.
Mhm.
Breida would do fine in like a cash lineup. He had like 15 points. He didn't get the touchdowns, but he put up points to to do something to try to like beat half of like a slate.
Yeah, man. Imagine if he got all three touchdowns by 49ers running backs.
Oh,
Like,
he would have broke
oh my
the slate.
gosh.
If you didn't have him, you didn't win.
Facts. And I'm so mad because in fantasy, I lost this week in fantasy because I had Breida in two leagues and I got sniped. You know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of breaking slates for last week, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. The Patriots defense had like 40 points and broke the whole slate. If you didn't have Patriots defense, you
You lost.
lost.
Yep. I mean, come on, Dolphins, do something.
And
It's like when
we
you gotta poke them with a stick. Like, come on, man, for real. That's just ridiculous.
so how do you think about that Thursday night football game?
Oh, my boy did that chart, man. Hey, I try to tell you, he gonna be a breakout player this year, and he proven it. So, three touchdowns in three games. I mean,
Yep,
he's doing
most
it. Gardner
most
Minshew,
yard
man.
most yards, most receptions, and most touchdowns on his team so far. He's definitely the number one wide receiver out there. He got that connection with Gardner Minshew. I definitely like DJ Chark going forward. Other
Yeah.
than that, like even the commentator said that game was boring. So I don't.
Oh, I never.
There's
It's hard to watch Titans versus Jags, and then I mean, if you got any Titans guys, like if you don't have Delaney Walker
drop him.
Or Derrick Henry, like it's just I just got Mariota, man. I just can't. You can't bet your players on. You can't.
Yeah, you really can't. I mean, Adam Humphries had a good game. But other than that, yeah, you really couldn't go anyone on that team. That definitely was a slow game. That's how the Titans and the Jags like to play. So they
Right.
all right. All right, now that we started week 3, we're gonna move right on in. We got Cincinnati Bengals at the. Oh, I forgot about the injury report. I am sorry. All right, so for the injury report, if you haven't heard already, Cam Newton is out. And then Damian Williams is also out for the Kansas City Chiefs. Devin Singletary was announced out today for the Buffalo Bills. So if you like Frank Gore, go ahead and play him. So for the injury report,
Yeah,
Cam Newton.
that's me. My bad.
All right. And then so Marlon Mack has a calf injury. He it says he might play. He practiced in limited fashion Friday, didn't practice the day before. Josh Jacob has a groin/hip injury. He's been practicing in a limited fashion all week. Alshon Jeffrey might play. He was another one of those situations that got a Friday practice. Keenan Allen, he's had limited practice all week. Same thing with T.Y. Hilton. Mark Andrews has been limited all week with a foot injury. Cody Latimer is out with a concussion, like Shepard was last week. So it's looking like it's going to be Shepard, Ingram, and T.J. Jones, who's going to be catching the ball from Daniel Jones this week. And yeah, other than that, yeah, Michael Gallup is out 2 to 4 weeks. So go pick up Devin Jackson, I think.
Devin Smith.
Devin Smith. Okay. And then yeah, other than that, Deshaun Jackson is out. If you want a big play upside, you may try JJ Arcega Whiteside.
No.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it for all the significant injuries. So yeah, now we're gonna move on into week 1. Cincinnati at Buffalo, over under 44, and they got Buffalo by 6 at home. Um, looking at this slate this week, there's every home team is favored until prime time,
Yep.
which is crazy.
I've never seen it before.
Yeah, and I mean it's definitely some things with like Drew Brees going down. I'm sure they would have been an away favorite, but other than that, like it's pretty crazy to see. Going into this game, I got three locks. I like Joe Mixon a lot. They're gonna try to run the ball to slow it down. Um, I have Tyler Boyd as a lock just because they have been passing a lot more, and I do like Andy Dalton as like a floor play. Um, but I don't I don't know if Boyd's gonna have that big game, and of course, Josh Allen is a stud
My
fantasy
boy,
play every
my
single
boy.
week.
Hey, I only have one lock in this game, and that is Josh Allen. To me, I believe that this Buffalo Bills defense is, especially in the passing game, something to consider. Andy Dalton, Boyd, all them, and Ross, they all take a hit just because of who they're playing against. But they're the LA Bengals for a reason. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do. I actually got Frank Gore as a floor. Devin Singletary was ruled out, so he's gonna get a lot of carries. He might not be efficient. It might be 20 carries, 80 yards, but Gore's going to fall into the end zone, especially being a touchdown favorite. I'm leaning the Bills, so you got to go Frank Gore, and pair him up with Josh Allen and John Brown. Man, he's been solid so far in the first two games. He's more of a deep threat, but the Bills offense they've been able to use him just more than just a deep threat. So we'll see if that continues versus this ranchy Bengal defense that got carved up last week against 49ers.
Yeah, and I really like John Brown a lot. He's definitely the go-to receiver in that offense. When on the other side of the ball, I mean, you got Zay Jones. I both have them as ceiling plays this week. I got Cole Beasley as a floor play just because I think, like you said,
Always safe.
they're gonna try to control the clock and everything like that, and that's check down the Beasley if they want to do that. Um, and then yeah, do you have anything on the other side of the ball? I mean, I personally like Andy Dalton. I picked him up in a lot of leagues. I like how they're passing this year. But yeah, other than Boyd, I guess maybe John Ross, Tyler Eifert, if you like it. Other than that, it's not there's not much really going on with this Bengals offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that the Bengals offense is not going to do anything as far as moving the ball. It's just they just got to take a step back from what they have done the past 2 weeks because I mean they showed up against Seattle, they showed up against San Francisco as far as offensively. They might not have scored that many points last week, but still you got good games from Boyd, Dalton, and Ross, and Mixon's still battling injuries, but he's a warrior, so he's gonna come out here. But I believe in this Bills defense and. Season opener -6. I think this is one of the biggest season opener favorite, on the line for them in a long time. So Bill's going to show out, and my boy Josh Allen, man, I got him like 3 leagues, so he got to go off.
Yeah, I like Josh Allen a lot every week.
Yeah,
And I definitely believe in this Bills defense, especially going against one of the worst defensive lines in the NFL. That could lead to some sacks with such easy points for a defense. All right, so the next game we got is this. This might be a low key sleeper. The Detroit Lions at the Philadelphia Eagles over under 45 and a half. They got Eagles at home by 6.
and tell you the truth, man, I think Detroit's going to they're going to cover the spread. I don't think Eagles can score that many points without the pass options. Like you've seen last week versus Atlanta, how slow it took Carson Wentz to get going. And without Deshaun Jackson, without that deep threat, because Mac Hollins is not the guy to replace that. Aguilar, I mean, he's solid, but you can't trust him to be the go-to receiver. As you saw last week, the big drop he had in the fourth quarter that could have won the game. Alshon Jeffrey, like you mentioned earlier, is still banged up, may or may not play. So, I mean, for this offense, I'm only going two guys, and it's Carson Wentz as a lot and Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I mean we put Zach Ertz and Carson Wentz as a lock every week. I don't really see how that changes unless Ertz gets hurt or Wentz he just doesn't perform. Um, Yes, I don't really know how I feel about Aguilar. I don't think he's really going to go off this week in this game, especially if he's the number one receiver. He's more than likely going to see work from Darius Slay unless
Mr.
they do.
Slay gonna lock that
Yeah, they're
up.
going to lock that up immediately. So that may leave some room out in the open for maybe like Zach Ertz, definitely a lot as a trusted receiver from Wentz, and maybe JJ Arcega-Whiteside or the
Mac
Wilcox.
Hollins,
Yeah, Mac Hollins. There we go. Yeah,
you know, ah,
exactly. And then yeah, the only other lock for me this game, Kenny Galladay
hey, that's
getting
my boy
drawn,
Kenny G, baby Metron, baby. That's my boy right there, man. Hey,
bodying Casey Hayward last week.
he gave Casey Hayward the business. Yes, he did. because we both said he was a ceiling play just because of that, because of he was playing against, and he proves us wrong that he might be a lot going forward every week.
Every
He's emerged as one of the best, one of the young receivers in the game. So
I completely agree. Go ahead.
carry on, man. As it might be another hard week. Philadelphia Eagles has always been a team that can stop the run. You've seen them what they did against Freeman last week and Edo Smith. They really did nothing. Freeman had one big carry in the second half, but other than that, Eagles had him in check. And carry on. If he's not, if they're not, they comment they release CJ Anderson. So does that mean
It's
we're going to see?
no, you're gonna see that Ty Jones guy
I don't know why
or
they
Ty
see.
Johnson.
Go. Let's go carry on and give him let him be the bell cow. I don't know what why they don't want to give him the work, but every
It's
time he touches the ball, he does good things with it. So I don't
it's because it's that Patriot system of like every back
yeah.
is going to have their specific role, and if your role isn't for that week, you're going to get play. Like Carry On's always going to get play time, but the upside is I don't see it there this week.
Yeah, and I'm scared to play him in the league of mine, but I really don't have any other really great options to take over him. So it's like I just roll him out there, and know that I will be disappointed.
Yeah, he is benched in our dynasty league. I benched Carry On Johnson this week for Raheem Mostert, and I'm not looking back.
That's a good decision. Anybody else on the Lions, because Amendola gave us a 0 last week. Hockenson only had one catch. And Marvin Jones, we always say he's a ceiling play. So it's kind of hard to know what you're gonna get from this Lions offense. All you know is that Stafford has been solid so far through 2 games, and Kenny Galladay. And as long as you got those two, you probably won't go wrong. And I think it's another case, and I think for this particular game, I think Stafford's a lot. The Eagles secondary is a miss, and the Eagles don't have a pass rush either, so it's not like they can get to the quarterback. So Stafford should have plenty of time, and I have not yet see the corner on this team that can stop anybody. So look for Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones, Amendola to have a better showing as a group this week. And I think Detroit Lions could shock people because I had them as one of my sleeper teams of the teams that you don't want to face, that they probably they won't make the playoffs, but a team that you don't want to face because they can beat you on any given Sunday. And the Eagles could be in trouble if because they've been getting off to slow starts after slow starts. And well, the Lions probably going to line it and blow it at the end anyway. But I thought the Detroit Lions are going to give the Eagles a scare.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree, especially with the slow start thing. That's why I personally have Stafford as a ceiling play, just because the Eagles have started off slow. The Lions run a slow offense. They're gonna try to run the ball at the beginning when it's not working. So I feel like this game is definitely going to start out slow on both sides of the ball, and or for both teams, and it's definitely going to start getting ramped up in the second half. And I feel like that's going to be a lot of like trying to make those drive continuum plays to the Amendola. So I have Amendola as a floor play. And if you don't like Kenny Galladay this week, you are going Marvin Jones in every single lineup, no matter what.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. So we're gonna finish this next game in 30 seconds.
Yep.
So New York Jets at New England, over under 43.5. New England is favored by 22.5. Ridiculous. You're playing Edelman and Le'Veon Bell. That's my
Yeah.
locks.
Yeah. I would say Brady. Okay, Brady. Okay, Brady probably be a floor, but through 2 games, they've been more pass heavy than running. So maybe they come out still. Go ahead and get up, go
They're
ahead and get
going to.
up, and then go ahead and
They're
get up,
going to.
and then run after that. So I would say Brady he's probably in the middle between floor and a lot. I mean, I feel like you go him, is going to be a safe option. But yeah, nobody on the Jets offense is going to do anything. 43 points and a 22 on the dog. That means what? The Jets are only going to score about 10 points, which means Le'Veon Bell is all you hope for. Maybe Robbie Anderson and Crowder can get you some safe, 5 catches, 80 yards, but I don't really see nothing else.
I, I don't believe in that at all. I'm not touching anyone but Le'Veon Bell on this whole Jets team. Um, I might go Ty Montgomery just because with how much Le'Veon Bell is going to play, I definitely could see Montgomery like slipping in a touchdown. But you're definitely not going to bank on that. And yeah, Sony Michel's a floor play. He's going to be running the whole second half. Um, yeah, yep. We're
About
done.
it. Yep.
All right,
We're going.
cool. All right, so now it's time to go to your team.
Yeah,
So
man.
the we got the Oakland Raiders at the Minnesota Vikings over under 43.5, and your team's supposed to win by 9.
This line has been increasing the whole time. It started off like 6.5 and made it way to 9. I think it's because one, Josh Jacobs been back. He been banged up the whole week, and both teams play slow. I think Raiders are the one of the slowest teams, and Vikings right there with them. And both teams want to run the ball down your throat. So I don't really think it's a good matchup for Josh Jacobs this week, healthy or not. Aaron Jones had a good game last week, but you got to think Aaron Rodgers was out here dicing them up early in the first quarter, and that spread the defense out a little bit for Aaron Jones to get up. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for Derek Carr or Tyrell Williams this week. So after what Rose did with versus Adams, he's going to look to shut down Tyrell Williams. So I really I don't everybody on the Oakland Raiders except my boy Darren Waller. Darren Waller is gonna he gonna get his probably. And on the Vikings side, I mean, only person you could trust right now is Dalvin Cook. Thielen's going to always be the floor play. He had 5 for 75 last week. Diggs had 1 catch for 49 yards and a touchdown. But Dalvin Cook, man, I mean, you see how great of a player he is in just two weeks, and if he can stay healthy, man, we're going to talk about him as one of the top 5 backs, easily, and it's not going to be debatable in the season.
I completely agree. Dalvin Cook, if he can stay healthy and get the volume that he is, he's definitely going to be a 5 top fantasy play at the running back position. I actually like Adam Thielen a lot this week because Oakland's strength on defense is going to be their secondary, and I feel like they're going to try to limit big plays, whether that be trying to stop Cook, trying to stop the run, or trying to stop Diggs, and then just leaving Thielen underneath to do all the slot work. And I feel like that's how you guys are going to run the ball and pass it to Thielen, and the Vikings are going to win this game. Everyone else is pretty much a ceiling play for me, except for Darren Waller. He's definitely a floor play. I like him
Yeah, I like Darren Waller. Yeah.
a lot. Yeah, yep. So the next game, I guess this gonna be people's game of the week. I'm gonna let you speak on this one first because I have a hot take on this one.
All
It's
right. Well, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, it's
You got my take. Go ahead.
the Ravens at the Chiefs over under 52. KC minus 5.5. Now you go first.
All right. So it is going to be a good game. The Ravens defense is what it is, but they're going to struggle against Kansas City because the Ravens as a defense struggle against 3 receiver sets or more. That's how the Dolphins scored their only touchdown of the season. That's how Cardinals was able to stay in the game. And if it wasn't for the red zone defense of the Ravens, the Cardinals would have won that game last week. So um, Mahomes is way better than Kyler Murray. He's way better than anybody on my Miami Dolphins. So he's gonna perform, I think, at a high level. It doesn't matter if he got Tyreek Hill or Demarcus Robinson. I think the Chiefs. This is more of a GM mistake, but I think the Chiefs are kind of questioning why do we pay Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill all this money when Mahomes can make anybody look good. But either way, they're not going to run the ball. So the Ravens are one of the best teams stopping the run. Chiefs are not going to run it because they can't run it, and the guys they had to run it aren't that great anymore. So they're going to pass the ball. I think Damian Williams is out. You said that right? Damian Williams is
Yeah, he is. So
so
Shane
he
McCoy.
so it's all Shane McCoy, and they're not going to run the ball. Hopefully, he get back to his old ways in the passing game. But and on the Ravens side, man, I mean, Lamar Jackson has been proving it so far. He hasn't played a good defense yet, and he still won't after this week either. So we'll see. We'll see what Lamar does. Kansas City defense played pretty good against Oakland after down 10-0. So because we both believe in Derek Carr, have a good game, but he didn't. So who knows? Maybe Kansas City Chiefs defense might actually be something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where I'm going with my play. So this is Kansas City Chiefs. It's their home opener, right? So I feel like Lamar Jackson's going to fall down to earth this week, and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to blow out these Baltimore Ravens.
Ooh.
Like I just don't. What I've been seeing from this Kansas City defense, I really like. They've been limited big plays. They really don't let like things go on offense, or on defense. And yeah, like you said, the Chiefs are going to put up points on the Ravens. I just don't think the Ravens are going to be able to put up points like like that against City's defense. I have Jackson as a floor play just for that running ability alone. Same with Mark Ingram. I feel like if the Ravens want to win this game, they cannot play Kansas City ball. They
No,
have to slow down the game.
yes, they have to get back to a low key last year. I mean, play run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and keep Mahomes off the field. That's the best way to
Yeah,
win this game.
I and
So
and I don't think they can. The Chiefs are going to blow out the Ravens this week.
it's a big statement, very big statement. I mean, I think this is what the highest over none of the week.
Yep.
I mean, so they Vegas is expecting a high volume game. Um, it could be that way. I mean, I can really see that. I really don't think Baltimore can win this game. I just think you struggle against Arizona receiver sets, and you know Kyler Murray's upgrade from Mahomes' upgrade from Kyler Murray, and outside of Larry Fitzgerald, everywhere else is upgrade as well. So and you got 200-yard receivers last week in Kirk and Fitzgerald. So I mean, no telling what Sammy and Kelsey and Robinson and whoever else Miko Harmon is going to do. So yeah, I mean, it very well can get away from the Ravens, and if they have to only rely on Lamar Jackson throwing, which we haven't seen them have to only rely on it, we don't know, and we want to see what happens. So I can see that
E-
way.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't really like Baltimore this game. I have everyone on that team as a ceiling play except Mark Jackson or Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Shout out my boy Lamar Jackson, Warriors.
All right, so yeah, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the Indianapolis Colts. They got the Colts favored at home by 1.5, over under 47. You
That's kind of surprising.
so what they're saying is the Falcons are better than the Colts.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying.
That
This line was -4.5 at the beginning of the week, and I don't understand how did it fall 3 points. But either way, either way, I'm picking the Colts. I'm going with the Colts in this game. Jacoby Brissett has been balling. I mean, people trying to tell me that the Colts are going 5-11. I'm just like, they have everything that you need around a solid quarterback. A running game, and Marlon Mack, who leads the NFL in carries. You got a star receiver. You got two good tight ends. You got other pass catchers, and the defense. The defense is going to show up. So, I, as far as any locks, I'm scared to go Marlon Mack just because of the injuries concern. So I'm really only going T.Y. Hilton, and it's more of a floor for me. Uh, and that's really on the coast side. That's all. I have him as a floor. Matt's going to be a floor because he's going to have the volume. He's going to have 20 plus carries, and as long as he does play, coach should be in a position to where they're winning the game. So I still think Marlon Mack is still going to be a safe floor.
Yeah, I like Marlon Mack a lot this week. Going back to week one, seeing what Dalvin Cook did to this team, I feel like Marlon Mack can do much of the same. They're definitely different kinds of runners, but the patience out of Mack, I feel like he's going to destroy this Atlanta run defense if he does play. Yeah, I have Hilton as a floor as well. I like all the check down passes he's been getting from Brissett. Brissett's been playing smart football. Sanu is also a floor play for me because I do think Atlanta is going to be down in this game, and if they're going to pass, I like Sanu as a floor play, and then of course Julio Jones is a lock every week. It doesn't matter. And then yeah, you're looking out for a touchdown upside with Doyle or Ebron. That's the only thing you're hoping on with either of them at the moment.
I'll pass.
Is Devontae Freeman a good running back?
Gosh. You know what's funny? Somebody asked me that question before. They said, "Is Peyton Barber better than Devontae Freeman?" And I was puzzled. I was like,
Well, no. Peyton
"What?"
Barber is a garbage can.
Well, Freeman is an awful
Okay.
trash can. They're pretty close.
Yeah.
As far as this season, now we're not talking about past,
Of
but
course.
as
Of
far as this
course.
season, Freeman has not looked good. Edo Smith has looked like the better running back.
Edo Smith looks more explosive, but Freeman's still the better like team running back. He's still the better blocker and stuff like that.
Right, that's fine. Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't go Freeman in any lineup, not even a dynasty lineup. I would trade Freeman if you had him on your dynasty team. Uh, only person I believe in on this offense. I mean, of course, you're gonna have really in Julio because really is 40-yard touchdown can happen any moment as it happened last week against the Eagles. Julio Jones, as you've seen, can bust out one catch for 50 yards. So this team is explosive at any moment. As long as Matt Ryan get the ball into his receivers' hands, it could be a thing. But Justin Houston not there for the Colts. Darius Leonard is out. So Austin Hooper, that could be a nice little floor right there for him. He gets a lot of targets. So Austin Hooper could be in store for a good big day.
Yeah, this definitely could be the breakout game for Austin Hooper without Darius Leonard there. So, anything else from that game?
No sir.
All right, now we go into a boring game. The Denver Broncos at the Green Bay Packers. Over under 43. Green Bay minus 7.5. Sh-
Do you want
Should
to
they
move
sh-
on?
should they just go ahead and bench Joe Flacco? Like
I mean,
he
I don't know.
he's looked okay, but I don't know. I don't see the he's not taking control of this offense like I thought he was going to, especially with talent like Cortland Sutton and Emmanuel Sanders. I actually have Cortland Sutton as a lot this week, just because I feel like the Green Bay Packers are definitely going to try to. The NFL has recognized the explosiveness that Emmanuel Sanders still has, and I feel like they're definitely going to try to double team him, which leaves Sutton in a lot of one on ones. Devontae Adams is a lock no matter what. I
Oh,
mean,
that's a bad boy. That's a bad boy.
he's gonna get triple teamed, but if he gets one on one with Chris Harris is like how to, he's not a big body. Devontae Adams will body
No,
him. Devontae Adams is
I
unguardable.
don't. I don't understand why they said he was going to shadow him. That's just okay. Okay. I don't know.
That's how you lose football games.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then yeah, I have Sanders as a floor play because Flacco does seem to like him as well as Cortland Sutton. I just think it's Cortland Sutton game.
I'm I'm going to root for the Broncos because they should have won last week. NFL robbed them twice on the same drive. Um, the Broncos actually they're another team like the Lions that a team that you don't want to play. Because at any given moment, Von Miller can wreck your life. As you've seen, Von Miller and Nick Chubb will be in the Aaron Rodgers backfield every single play. If anybody paid attention to the Vikings game last week, of course, Packers got up 21-0. But from that point on, Everson Griffin and Danielle Hunter was in his face the whole game, and they didn't score another point. I doubt Packers going to get up 21-0 again. I feel like Von Miller and Nick Chubb, not Nick Chubb, Bradley Chubb, can destroy that offensive line, and that can keep him in the game for a good bit. It's because you have to bet on Joe Flacco to win you a game, or to trust his running back committee that they have. Like Lindsey went from a stud last year to just a RBBC. So
Feeling, yeah.
so it's really nobody you can trust on the offense except Emmanuel Sanders. Sutton and has the ability, but like I said, do you really want the number 2 receiver on a Joe Flacco offense?
Well, I feel like him and Sanders are co number ones.
Ooh, you think so?
Yeah.
Let me see the targets. Do the targets agree? Well, I mean, 13 versus 7. So,
Yeah, and yeah, Sanders just had his week last week.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and if they're getting to Aaron Rodgers, I have Aaron Rodgers as a ceiling play this week. I don't like this game at all. I don't. If I'm not going Adams, Sutton, or Sanders, I don't want anyone in this
no,
game.
it's going to be another game Aaron Rodgers struggle as a fantasy quarterback. So I will be trying to buy low on him again if it happens.
I mean, what has Aaron Rodgers done since last year that's proven to you he's not just a pedestrian quarterback?
I mean, he's always dangerous
Of course.
any given moment, but it's like he's not the guy he's not gonna run anymore like he used to. He's not rolling out of the pocket and extending the plays because one, he can't. It takes him a long time to run now. Like he can't escape pockets. He used to be an improviser like Carson Wentz is and Russell Wilson is, but we haven't seen that so far.
Yeah, I don't know. If Aaron Rodgers isn't passing for 50 plus times in the game, I don't want him on my team. All right, so another blowout of the week.
Or the
The
second
Miami
quarter.
Dolphins at the Dallas Cowboys, minus 22.5 over under 47 and a
Crazy.
half. Uh, my locks are Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper, and that's it. I've yeah.
Yeah, this is one another game where you just line them up. If you have Cobb and you need that, you want that high upside play. This is the time to play him. If you're in a deep league, Devin Smith, or you want a flyer, don't throw him in there. Jason Witten, like he's going to score every single week so far. So he could be a cheap value. I don't know how cheap he is now, but he's going to be a solid value in DraftKings as well. So if you got him out on the Cowboys, you probably can't go wrong. This Dolphins team is allowing 52 points, 51 points per game. So that's just this minus 22 and a half, and this 47 is baloney. I'm taking the over because Cowboys are going to score 47 points at least. So I'm going to take the over.
Yeah. Yeah, Zeke might have 3 touchdowns with like 23 carries this week.
I'm not talking about it, man. Miami. Let's continue.
All right. And yeah, so we got the New York Giants at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over under 48. Again, they got the home team winning by 6.5.
Well, that's probably a combination of Daniel Jones' first start
Right.
and how bad the Giants are on defense. So this is a game, man. This is a get right game for Jameis Winston. He disappointed week 1, week 2. This is the week that he has to come strong. The Giants against quarterbacks have not been good at all. They got killed by Dak. And who did play last week? Who did Giants play last week?
Bills.
Bills. Oh, and they let Josh Allen go crazy. So this has got to be another week that Jameis Winston has to perform. He has to perform in this game, which means give me Godwin and give me Mike Evans. I need all of them, both of them, because this is the game where you line anybody up against. You can line a Barber, maybe Ronald Jones, OJ Howard, who have done nothing all season. Line them up because the Giants are that bad, and it's not gonna get any easier from here on out.
Yeah, and this is actually one of the higher totaled games on the week. I do like Jameis Winston a lot this week. I have him as a ceiling play just because I definitely can't trust his floor because he can be Jameis Winston. Evans and Godwin locks, playing them everywhere. Evan Ingram is a lock. Saquon Barkley is a lock from where you drafted him. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been committed to stopping the run, and Barkley is always going to get the volume, but whether he makes those 1 to 2 to 3 big plays this game is definitely up in the air with how committed they are to stopping that run and those big plays. Um, so I feel like it's definitely going to be a big passing day from Daniel Jones in his debut. He doesn't have his favorite target from the preseason, Cody Latimer, but Sterling Shepard is back this week. Um, I have Sterling Shepard as a slave forward play, but yeah, backup quarterbacks always like their tight end, so I like Evan Ingram a lot this week.
Yeah, I think Daniel Jones. I think the offense is made for Daniel Jones. It's not made for Eli Manning. That's why Pat Shermer finally went on with it. And I think Saquon might not have a big day as far as on the ground, but I think in the passing game, Pat Shermer is going to draw some things up to get Daniel Jones easy targets, easy completions, and let his players do the work. Because I'm tell you right now, when Week 5 come, Golden Tate is going to be a monster. I'm trying like I'm so waiting for like this Giants offense to come together because I believe in Daniel Jones. I believe in Saquon. I think Sterling Shepard's a good receiver, even one of the best tight ends, and Golden Tate is a slot monster. So when he comes back, that's going to be very easy for Daniel Jones, and I think they're going to have to find somebody who can do that role for right now because this Bucs secondary. I mean, it's not scary, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are one of the heaviest blitz teams so far through 2 weeks. So that's why I like Saquon Barkley right there because he has to get the ball out of his hands because he will hit the dirt a lot because Todd Bowles is coming. And a rookie quarterback, he licking his chops right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like it's Barkley's week, especially when he's up at $9,100 on DraftKings.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's not paying that.
it's hard. It's hard to fit him in this week for me. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it for that game.
Yeah.
Next game we got, yeah. So this line definitely probably changed since we looked it up because Cam Newton has been announced out. It's the Panthers at the Cardinals over under 45.5 when we saw it, and -2 Arizona. It's probably going to go up Arizona's way. Um, I like David Johnson a lot this week. David Johnson is going to go off this week.
Yeah, and if Arizona going to find a way to win the game, which my prediction is still going on, they probably won't. But David Johnson's going to have to be a key factor. I don't see Carolina defense. They let Godwin go crazy last week, and Mike Evans. I mean, he was okay, but Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk are both healthy in a system that allows them to be everywhere on the field. The Cliff Kingsbury offense is just it's not you don't get a lot of touchdowns right now, but you get a lot of yards. And Larry and Kirk are going to get theirs, and Bradbury and Dante Jackson, good luck because you're going to worry about the stopping the run, and then boom, Kyler Murray's going to do that little back pedal that he does, and I don't know what there's like a it's like a comparison to, like, when Aaron Rodgers be pointing or Tony Romo be fake, 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 or Ben Roethlisberger's little punt fake. Now all of a sudden they
Yeah.
throw it somebody wide open for 40 yards. Kyler Murray does the same thing, that little back pedal. So when he start pet pedaling, prepare it for Kirk or Larry Fitzgerald to go for like 40, 55 yards. So the crazy thing is, man, I like Arizona in this game. I didn't think they stood a chance for anybody, but Kyle Allen, we just don't know. I just don't know. And I mean, Arizona defense is showed improvements from week 1 to week 2. So it kept Lamar Jackson under 25 points. So maybe they're definitely gonna do the same thing to Kyle Allen. But I think I'd rather have Kyle Allen right now versus the Cam Newton because you got a healthy quarterback who can throw the ball. So maybe this does help McCaffrey. Maybe it helps DJ Moore. It definitely help Curtis Samuel because Cam couldn't hit him in the ocean, in the boat. So um, hopefully Carolina offense can do something because I got a lot of stock in McCaffrey, and I'm definitely going to need him to do something for me this week.
Yeah, I like Christian McCaffrey a lot this week. He's definitely a lock for your season long fantasy lineups. Arizona's been another one of those teams committed to trying to stop the run or put 8 men in the box and play man with Patrick Peterson. Um, a someone you didn't mention. I like another backup tight end passing. I mean, a backup quarterback passing to his tight end, and like I said, Arizona cannot guard tight ends this year.
He can't have it. Yeah,
Look at what Mark Andrews did last week. Look at what T.J.
Greg
Hawkinson
Olsen,
did
line him
one.
up, line him up.
We going Greg Olsen. We lining them up. Absolutely. All right. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mason Rudolph time at the San Francisco 49ers over under 43.5. San Fran's and at home favorite again by 6.5.
It's like Vegas got a little lazy this week. I mean, it's gonna be an entertaining game. I think is Jimmy G. Jimmy G is gonna get his. Pittsburgh Steelers cannot stop the pass. They haven't got that fixed. They did brought over Minka Fitzpatrick from the Dolphins, so maybe he's got a new attitude getting away from that destruction down there. But I still don't think it helped us this week because Kyle Shanahan, my gosh, the way he draws up plays, his Goodwin touchdown, his touchdown to Mostart, and he got a run back by committee again. Breida's dangerous. I don't know what receiver is going to score a touchdown, but we know George Kittle is going to be him, and I like 49ers offense. I like him in this game as well. On the Pittsburgh side, locks. I mean, you got to go Juju and James Conner. You just got to play him. They're going to come around at some point. I like Mason Rudolph, so let's see.
Yeah, I actually have Connor as a floor play. I almost put Juju as a floor play just because just what Tyler Boyd did to San Fran in the slot last week. Uh, t- it's just so hard for Juju to get space nowadays because Antonio Brown is not there, and he's definitely not going to have the year he had last year. I like Mason Rudolph a lot, but I feel like he's going to spread the ball out more than Big Ben does.
And to be honest, though, the reason why Juju is only a good receiver right now because he can't. There's nobody on the opposite side who's doing anything. Jalen Washington, he's so little flashes. Moncrief can't catch nothing, and maybe Deontay Johnson, maybe he's the guy. I don't know because they need somebody else because you can't just double team Juju the whole time. He's not going to have a good season that way. So I'm hoping somebody from the Pittsburgh Steelers emerges, and if not, the running game needs to emerge. That way you can alleviate some pressure from Juju and have him to win every single route. So maybe they get that together. I don't know. And Connor banged up, Jalen Samuels playing. It just doesn't look good for the Steelers right now.
Yeah, it doesn't at all. That I really, really like San Fran in this game. I got Jimmy G and George Kittle as locks. I've really liked what I've seen out of Jimmy G. He's got his confidence back. You don't know who to pick from for him to
Nope.
pass the ball besides Kittle. And yeah, Breida's a floor play. Breida got the volume last week up until the end when they started blowing them out. If this game is competitive at all, I do like Breida a lot better than Monster and Jeff Wilson.
And the reason why I wouldn't go Jimmy G in this game is the passing volume. They only threw the ball 26 times last week. Debo Samuel had a high target share, but I mean, then again, it's only 26 passes. So, um, like you said, the running game is the way for the 49ers. That's why I was heavy Breida, heavy Tevin Coleman in drafts. Tevin Coleman's still banged up, but when he comes back, you got to think that this 49ers team is going to get even better as far as the run, which will allow Jimmy G to get better in the pass game. So,
Yeah, but the Steelers have definitely been a good run defense. They've stopped the running back by committee in New England the first week. They got blown out 33-0. So the way you attack the Steelers team is through the passing game, and that's why I like Jimmy G this week.
fair enough.
All right, so yeah, this New Orleans Saints at the Seattle Seahawks over under 45.5. They got Seattle by 4.5. So y'all drafting y'all picking up Teddy Bridgewater, the check down artist.
Hell no.
Yeah, the only person you playing on the Saints is Mike Thomas. I mean Kamara definitely has a big playability, but I see him more as a ceiling play, if anything. But Seattle's gonna slow this game down. I really don't like Kamara much that so it's Michael Thomas, it's Chris Carson, it's Russell Wilson if you want to play him. And I don't like Tyler Lockett this week. He's going to catch that matchup against Marshawn Lattimore, and DK Metcalf is going to body Eli Apple. So give me DK Metcalf.
I mean, it's not too much to say about this game. I don't like New Orleans. I don't think they're going to be any good this week. I think Seattle runs away with it. Because usually when you have a backup quarterback or you have a not a star quarterback, you just have a okay. You need things around him. And yes, he got Michael Thomas, he got Kamara, but other than that, what do we have? We can't trust Kamara to be a volume back like a Dalvin Cook or Marlon Mack when you get 20, 25 carries. I don't think his body can keep up with it. That's why they immediately went at the Latavius Murray when Ingram left. That's why Ingram was so good in this offense. And also the defense is not as strong as the Chicago Bears who have Mitch Trubisky or Mariota, Tennessee Titans who have Mariota, something like that. And so this defense is going to get carved up through the ground, and the Saints can't pressure him because Russell Wilson is an improviser. He's gonna get out the pocket and he's gonna create plays. So I like Seattle. I think 4.5. I'm taking this 4.5 at home, especially with Teddy Bridgewater in his first start. Maybe Teddy
Absolutely.
Bridgewater, maybe Taysom Hill. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Chris Carson's a lock this for me this week. He's going to be in
Right.
every single one of my lineups. It doesn't matter. All right, so the final 4 o'clock game, final game of the main slate, we got the Houston Texans at the Los Angeles Chargers. One of the higher over unders on the week at 48.5, and then yeah, they have the Chargers winning by home at 3. So they think these teams are pretty evenly matched. Uh, I I don't know. This game could pretty much go either way for me. If it depends on whose defense is going to be better able to get to the line. Chargers definitely have a better pass rush, so that can definitely like cut off the legs underneath, like guys like Will Fuller or Kenny Stills trying to get those take those big plays away. And I kind of we shot away from him last week. I kind of like Duke Johnson this week in like a check down role if you don't like Kiki Kuti. And then yeah, so but other than that, Keenan Allen's a lock, Deshaun Watson's a lock, DeAndre Hopkins is a lock, and I actually have Eckler as a floor play this week. I just don't think he gets the touchdown.
Yeah, look for the Texans to kind of bounce back from last week because play the Jaguars. Jaguars showed up only 28 passes from Watson. D Hop only had 8 targets, so it was kind of disappointing week. So let's see if they can regroup. The Chargers defense is still playing pretty solid through 2 weeks. So we'll see. Phillip Rivers didn't throw the ball that much last week, but we're gonna love Keenan Allen every time. Mike Williams and Austin Eckler are still great plays. So we're gonna learn a lot about these two teams. Both teams cannot afford an L, in my opinion, because one, I had both teams kind of taking a step back. So whoever goes to 1-2, I'm not saying it's not hard to recover back, but it is a good step to climb. My locks for this game. Austin Eckler is still going to be a lock. He still gets the volume. He right now he is touchdown dependent, but he's still going to get 6 catches. He's going to get at least about 12, 13 carries. So he's touching the ball almost 20 times a game. So I'm going to take that volume in today. Same thing with Keenan Allen. And Mike Williams is more of a ceiling play, but one catch, 40-yard touchdown. I mean, I give you 10 points right there. So
Yeah, and they're definitely going to use Mike Williams a lot more this week because he's off that injury report.
all right.
And yes, no one else from that game either. So yep, we on to the Los Angeles Rams at the Cleveland Browns. Over under 48, and then they have Rams winning away
Yeah.
by 3.
Finally a road team is going to win the game, huh? I mean,
So you think the Rams are better than the Cleveland Browns?
definitely. But I'll tell you right now, the Rams offense is not as good as it was last year, and the Browns are offense not as good as we expected it to be this year. So it's kind of two offenses that are very disappointed, very high over under. But the Rams defense is showing up pretty good through the first 2 games. I mean, they got gassed by McCaffrey week 1, but I mean last week, yes, it was Teddy Bridgewater, but Cam and Drew Brees haven't done anything, and this pass rush for the Rams are going to get to Baker. Baker's been pressured so much, and his passing rating is terrible versus the pressure. So if he can stay upright, the Browns offense can get going. But it just not. I don't see no quick fixes.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I agree. I think the Rams are the better team, but I think at home I think Cleveland's going to sneak out this win. Uh, they have to establish they have to establish the run with Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb at least needs 20, 22 carries in this game, and he can easily slice this team up for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. I like Nick Chubb a lot this week. But it can also go the other way where Todd Gurley could do what Derrick Henry did in week 1 and just break out a 75-yard long play, and that would put Cleveland. That would probably give them an L.
I mean, yeah, I just hope my boy Robert Woods bounce back because I had him in a lot of lineups and he got touchdown call back. So I mean, it is what it is. But the Rams offense, you know how Jared Goff is on the road, so be careful of that. But yeah, this game can go either way. I really don't know who to pick in this game. I hope it's a push because I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's
Or that Beckham a bust.
yeah. I definitely have Odell as a lock. Odell definitely, if he makes that one big play, he's money.
Just like last
Uh,
week. Yeah.
yep. Ceiling plays, Cooks, Goff, Mayfield. How you feel about Rashad Higgins might come back this game? How do you feel about Jarvis Landry?
I was never high on Landry this year because he's somebody that's only benefited from having the volume because he's not a touchdown guy. So he needs the volume. And I mean, when your quarterback can't stay upright and all he looks at is Odell Beckham instead, I mean, it's gonna be hard for him to get going. If the offensive line was good, him and Odell Beckham will both be top 20 receivers, but I don't think it's gonna be the case this year. Odell Beckham has never played with another top 20 receiver, top 25 receiver in fantasy. So It's all older. It's all the older Beckham show, and it's gonna continue that way.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't, I don't like Landry at all this year, other than maybe a floor play. The only receiver I really like out of this Rams team at all this week, I really don't like Robert Woods. I have him as a floor play, but I really don't, I don't like it this week. Um, but Cooper Cup
Always,
is he
that's a
Cooper Cup
beast.
every week. Cooper Cup might be it. Might
He's the best receiver on the Rams. I mean, I just say
he
it as it is.
he's
I mean,
teetering on lock status every week. I really like what I saw out of him last week, and yeah, I'm ready to see this game on Sunday night. I hope it's good.
I'm gonna tell you a game I'm not ready to see. It's Monday night. Oh my gosh.
Monday night, Chicago Bears at the Washington Redskins. Another away team haven't winning. It's over under 41. They have the away team in Chicago winning by 4. This These teams are trash. Nah, the Bears aren't trash, but this game is going
Offensively,
to
the
be
Bears are trash. You say it.
this this team is going to be trash.
My gosh, what? Who idea was it to put Chicago versus the Redskins on prime time? Who idea? I want
Who
in
does
this in,
this
oh,
who does this appeal to?
in the same game where New Orleans play at Seattle, even though it's supposed to be Drew Brees versus Russell Wilson, in a game where it was Ridley versus Watson this week, we decided to hey, let's go Chicago and Washington. Oh, I have
Hey,
no locks in this game on any team. I have Robinson as the only person I would even suit up. Maybe Chris Thompson, but other than that, I'm out. Whatever.
okay, okay, yeah. If the line can hold, I actually I like Scary Terry this week.
I like
I don't,
Scary Terry, but I don't like Case Keenum.
and that'll be all right. Uh, yeah, I like. Now I actually have David Montgomery and Terry McLaurin as my locks this week in this game. Just because I feel like the Bears are going to get back to their slow running defense. I mean, running offense. Uh, they need to get rid of this stupid running back by committee. Mike Davis is not the answer. Co-
No, he's not.
Cohen can be the third down back. That's fine. But you guys, the Bears need to run the ball with David Montgomery if they want to win this game. And if the Redskins want to win this game, they need to mismatch with Terry McLaurin because he's the fastest guy on the field.
Scary Terry is a problem, but I just don't. I don't know how much time he's going to have. There's no Trey Williams. Keenum is very good under pressure, but this Bears defense is something serious.
Yeah, this Bears defense is probably one of the best we've ever seen. Yeah, I'm not playing anyone else from this game, but David Montgomery, Terry McLaurin, and then Allen Robinson is a floor play because Trubisky is going to force the ball. Other than that, you can like who are these players? I don't.
Let's get it. Dubs of the week, man. Who we got?
Who y'all going? Y'all going to crucify me. So my duds of the week, I got Alvin Kamara
Woo.
and on Johnson. Like like we said earlier, Eagles are one of the best run defenses in the league. On Johnson, not gonna have a good week this week. I've benched him in every single one of my leagues. He's unplayable for me this week. And then your boy Teddy Bridgewater does not like passing to running backs. I don't know if that was a scheme thing while he was in Minnesota, but
Well, Adrian Peterson will catch the ball, so
yeah. I still don't like Kamara this week. I don't like the Saints offense at all, especially not in away from home. Uh yeah, no, Kamara is just not the play for me this week. Unless you think he breaks off those two big plays for both touchdowns, you're not playing Kamara.
I'm going with two. They're not stars of Alvin Kamara and carry on as far as draft capital, but Tyler Boyd for the Bengals. I just don't like the matchup. I believe in the Buffalo Bills defense. I believe in keeping the ball away from the LA Bengals. I believe that they're going to struggle this week. This offense took a step back from week 1 to week 2, and I think they took another step back to week 3. And Tyler Boyd, he probably going to get a lot of targets, but I don't think that catch percentage is going to be great, especially if Tre'Davious White is guarding him. And also, Tyrell Williams, he has 2 good games, 2 touchdowns back-to-back weeks. I don't think he gets it done versus Minnesota. I think Derek Carr is going to be they got. I think Econ. What's his name? Lineman. Richard Incognito. That's his name. Is back for the Raiders, so they added some more guys to the to the offensive line, but I don't think it's going to matter. Tyrell Williams rolls close, especially after that performance versus Devontae Adams. He got to bounce back, and Mike Hughes is back for the Vikings. Trey Wayne, so now we got a little more depth at corner because that's where Aaron Rodgers took advantage of all our corners being hurt. But now we got Mike Hughes back, a first round draft pick from last year. So Tyrell Williams is going to be a dub for me.
All right, awesome. And we're moving up into lineups of the week. So for my lineup of the week, like every week, this is the main slate on DraftKings. So there's no Monday night and no Sunday night. So for my quarterback, I got Jimmy Garoppolo. This Pittsburgh Steelers defense, they're trying to stop the run. They cannot stop the pass. And Jimmy G, he loves passing it around. He's the volume may not be there because they may run in the second half, but I feel like Jimmy G is going to be really efficient in this game. One of my running backs of the week, I really, really like David Johnson. David Johnson is going to basically shred up this Carolina defense. And if he gets a lot of usage like he did in week one, he definitely can see the end zone a couple of times. Chris Carson, he's in every single one of my lineups this week. He's like New Orleans is not. I don't see New Orleans really moving the ball like that. Seattle loves to run. He's going to see a lot of usage, and I can't not start him this week. Uh, Kenny Galladay. If you're not starting Kenny Galladay, you're starting Marvin Jones every lineup, no matter what. Philadelphia cannot guard anybody. They can stop the run, but they cannot stop a single receiver. And Kenny Galladay is going to get off this week like he did. He bodied Casey Hayward last week. That's all you need to know. All right, so my next wide receiver is I got Julian Edelman. Like we're definitely going to go pass out the ball. As soon as I heard that the news was AB was out, Edelman $6,300 on DraftKings, lowest he's ever been priced in a while because they all thought AB was going to be there. Edelman is a lock on DraftKings at that price, especially against a New York Jets defense who can't stop anybody. My next receiver, he's priced less than Godwin this week. I got Mike Evans. The Giants have been letting go big plays left and right, and I feel like that really hones in on Mike Evans' game. And you always want correlation. We're going correlation again at tight end, and we're going George Kittle. I feel like especially what Will Disley was able to do last week against Pittsburgh. I definitely like Kittle a lot to make use of the same basically matchups. Big body out there that's not going to be able to be guarded. In the flex spot, we had to go cheap since we went big everywhere else. I got JJ Arcega Whiteside, $3,500. Especially I like this a lot better if Alshon Jeffrey is out, but I also like it if and yeah, that's and then
All right. Let's move on to Cavs lineup of the week, tier lineup. I didn't do that great last week, but like I said, some people got sniped for touchdowns, and those are things you just can't control. But here's my tier lineup. So tier one is Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Dak, and Tom Brady. So I eliminated Tom Brady because they should be up big, blowing them out. And I eliminated Lamar Jackson for the reasons Austin said earlier. He thinks they're going to get blown out, and I don't think that's be the case. But I do think Lamar Jackson come back to earth. With that being said, I'm going Pat Mahomes as my tier one option at quarterback. Tier two, it came down to me for this. It came down to Dalvin Cook and Zeke, and I'm going with Zeke, man. He just a bad boy. Miami Dolphins can't stop nothing. So I'm going with Zeke. My tier three lineup: Eckler, Julio, D Hop, and Kelsey. Travis Kelsey, Mahomes. It's too hard to pass up on this little double up. I get in this tier. So look for that to be pretty big, especially Baltimore Ravens don't like to be spread out. And when they are, they can take the middle all day long with Travis Kelce. Number 4, Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas, Cooper, Kamara, and Devontae Adams. I'm going Keenan Allen. He's just a target monster. He got 10 in week 1, 15 in week 2. And versus the Texans, they can't stop anybody. You seen Michael Thomas week 1, and who was it last week? Kenny Golladay went crazy. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Tier 5, Sammy Watkins, Le'Veon Bell, Chris Godwin, Juju, and Mike Evans. And ding, 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 I heard 2 Bucks receivers' name. When you play the Giants, you line them up, all of them. So whoever you like, I think it's 1A, 1B. Mike Evans or Chris Godwin, either way you want to go. I'm going to pick Chris Godwin. That's my guy. That's been my guy for fantasy this whole offseason, and that's my guy I'm going to lean on. Tier 6, a bigger tier, all quarterbacks: Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen, Jimmy G, and Aaron Rodgers. We already expressed our concerns about Aaron Rodgers, but I'm going Josh Allen. You know my boy Josh Allen. I got to ride or die with my guys. Josh Allen has proven that he is a stud when it comes to fantasy football. He might not be the most accurate quarterback in the league, but his legs, his arm, that's good enough for me. Tier 7, we done mentioned his name so many times. Kenny Golladay, man. He baby Megatron is what they call him in Detroit. And big body receiver, can move, catch, jump, do it all. And I just don't see Eagles. They can't stop anybody, man. We're gonna beat the dead horse. He can't stop anybody. Tier 8, Hollywood Brown, John Brown, Evan Ingram, Marlon Mack, Sonny Michel, Matt Breida, Carrion, and Chris Carson. And it came down between 2 guys. Hollywood Brown, who got 8 targets last week. He wasn't just a deep threat anymore. That was very impressive to see. But I'm going Chris Carson. So Pat Mahomes, Zeke, Kelce, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin / Mike Evans, Josh Allen, Kenny G, and Chris Carson. That is my tier lineup of the week. Also had to go. So, I'm just going to sign off right here. That's week 3 in the books. We're going to win some money this time, man. I went up about $30 in week 1 and went down 40 last week. So we get in there. We get in there. So stay tuned. We're going to win some money, man. Remember, this is going to be an income, man. We out.